Welcome to Raw, and we are live from the Capital One Arena in our nation's capital. And after the WWE Draft, we now set our focus to Saturday night's main event. Live this Saturday, I'm Michael Cole alongside Corey Graves. And Corey, are you ready for tonight's show?
I've been waiting for this show since the end of the draft. And with Saturday night's main event right around the corner, you just know tonight is going to be a good show.
Yes, indeed. Tonight, we will hear from the Raw General Manager, Ric Flair, as he has a special announcement. Plus, we have a huge tag team match with major tag title implications. That and much more here tonight on Raw. And we kick off tonight's show with the #1 contender for Gunther's World Heavyweight title, Goldberg. Goldberg made his shocking return on night 2 of the draft, gave Gunther 3 spears, and made it clear that he wants the World Heavyweight title. Goldberg will face Gunther this Saturday at Saturday night's main event. Gunther's been calling himself the greatest World Heavyweight champion ever. This Saturday, he's going to have to prove it.
It always feels good to be back. You know, it's funny, Gunther prides himself in being a student of the game, which makes his comments that more interesting. He's already calling himself the greatest world heavyweight champion of all time. And if someone had any knowledge of history, they wouldn't be so bold to make those comments. When Ric Flair called me up and asked if I had one more left in me, I wasn't sure. But after hearing those comments, I couldn't pass up on the opportunity. You know, sometimes in life, you have to teach people valuable lessons. And if I get to do that while becoming world heavyweight champion again, sign me up.
And you knew this wasn't going to take long. The World Heavyweight Champion is here in D.C.
Oh, this is rich. This is refreshing. Instead of Ric Flair finding me the absolute best young talent the world has to offer, he has to dig up a fossil for one last moment in the sun. Goldberg, you're right. I do pride myself in being a student of the game. And whether you disagree with me being the greatest world champion ever, what I do know that's not debatable is that I am better than you. Oh, really? You might want to go check the tape, check the resume. Everything you want to do, I've done. I carried this industry on my back. That pressure would have crushed you then, and it'll probably crush you now. Oh, I've checked the tape, and one conclusion I can make is that it's not 1998 anymore. But people like you can't help themselves. After that attack on me on SmackDown, I should come down to that ring and teach you a lesson. But I won't do that. I heard you have a match later tonight. As a student of the game, be sure that I'll be watching closely. But if I don't see you again, I just want to let you know that I look forward to our match at Saturday night's main event.
Trust me, I am too. Oh, and in case you didn't know, you're next.
I cannot wait for this matchup. Goldberg versus Gunther. for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Not so fast, Cole. You heard what Gunther said. Goldberg has a match tonight. I would not want to be the individual who has to step into the ring with Goldberg in his first match on Raw in years.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 552 pounds, Eric and Ivar, the Viking Raiders. And their opponents, at a combined weight of 440 pounds, Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner, Imperium!
And the referee getting in the way there as Eric looks to get this match started, and we're underway as we start off this tag match with Eric and Ludwig Kaiser. Kicking off tonight's show with some tag team action with huge implications for the tag team division.
In a post-draft WWE, a lot of things have changed, but some things stayed the same. Like the Usos reminding the world that they are the best tag team in WWE.
On SmackDown, Jey Uso called out the tag team division, and that has led us to tonight. Two teams will compete on the next episode of SmackDown. The winner of that match will face the winner of this match. Whichever team survives it all will become the #1 contender for the tag team titles.
And these are the kind of opportunities the WWE Draft presents.
And if you haven't already, go check out both episodes of the WWE Draft. So many surprises, so many shocking moments. We wouldn't be able to do all of it justice here on commentary. You gotta go see night 1 and 2 of the draft.
Who's going to be the team to knock off the Usos? Hard to disagree with them being the best tag team ever.
You know, Imperium doesn't only see themselves as the class of the tag division, but with Gunther as world champion, they see themselves as the class of the WWE. If Vinci and Kaiser become tag champs, that only solidifies that claim.
But we can't look past the War Raiders. They've been dominant since they made it to the scene. They can easily make the same claim at being the best team in WWE.
Giovanni Vinci going for the cover here, and he gets the pinfall.
Here are your winners, Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner, Imperium!
Imperium gets the win here, and they head to Saturday night's main event to compete in the #1 contenders match for the World Tag Team titles.
Toni, I don't know what old Hollywood movie you fell out of, but the boss is going to send you back to wherever you came from. When you got tossed out the Rumble, that should have been a sign for you to stay home forever. But you wanted to prove that you're some elite talent in this industry, just waiting for her big break. One take, one shot, that's all I need to end this little pipe dream of yours. You think you can flip the script on the boss? At Saturday night's main event, you'll find out that Sasha Banks was born for the lights, camera, and action.
Sasha Banks is ready for her title defense at Saturday night's main event against timeless Toni Storm.
I don't know, Cole. There's something about timeless Toni Storm that has me worried about Sasha Banks. This might not be the cakewalk Sasha Banks anticipates. Timeless Toni Storm may be the real deal here.
Well, speaking of cakewalk, we will hear from Timeless Toni Storm later tonight. But Corey, we mentioned earlier that Ric Flair had a big announcement for us. Well, get ready, because Ric Flair is heading out here now to share the big news next.
The Nature Boy Ric Flair has been busy ever since becoming the new general manager of Raw, and it looks like he won't stop tonight. I wonder what this announcement can be.
Knowing Ric Flair, the possibilities can be endless. I'm just as curious as you.
Now, even though the dust of the WWE draft has settled, we're still shaking things up in WWE. Now, when I was over on SmackDown, I was able to speak to the general manager, and we both agreed that there is still more we can do for each and every one of you. Now, our next event is Saturday night's main event, but after that, it will be Super Showdown. And that Super Showdown, 4 teams will compete in a tornado wild match. 2 teams from Raw, 2 teams from SmackDown, and the winners will be crowned the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Woo!
The women's division in WWE just got that much better. Cole, we're gonna have new women's tag team champions.
I can't wait to see the teams that will compete for the women's tag titles at Super Showdown.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Hollywood, California, weighing in at 221 pounds, The Miz! And his opponent from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 215 pounds, John Morrison.
And it feels like we're going back in time here tonight as The Miz takes on John Morrison.
Former friends, former tag team champions, but The Miz isn't thinking about any of that tonight. He wants to teach Morrison a lesson.
Yeah, because for some reason, The Miz thinks Morrison is the reason why he lost on the last episode.
He was, but he also wants to teach him a lesson in minding his business. John Morrison wanted to get in between the bond between The Miz and Robert Roode.
Bond? Bond? Everyone knows The Miz doesn't care about Robert Roode. Everyone can see he has ulterior motives.
Well, either way, John Morrison is going to learn to not stick his nose in business that has nothing to do with him.
Miz going for the figure 4 here, and it's important to note, The Miz asked Robert Roode whether he'd be interested in going after the tag titles, and Roode refused.
Listen, I understand Robert Roode has his eyes set on a world championship. I get that. But would it hurt to team up with The Miz in the meantime?
So would that mean The Miz is riding the coattails of Robert Roode?
The Miz rides no one's coattails.
Miz hits the skull-crushing finale. That may be it. And The Miz picks up the win.
Here is your winner,
The Miz making it clear. He doesn't need John Morrison. He doesn't need Robert Roode. The Miz needs no one.
Listen, you have a lot on your plate here on Raw, and I can't have you engaging in side quests. Now, I spoke to the general manager of SmackDown, and we both agree, whatever issues you have with Brock Lesnar needs to stop now. We both have to protect our champions. So as long as either of you are champions, you aren't allowed within 50 feet of one another. You got that?
You know Gunther is not happy to hear that.
I get it, but I agree with Ric Flair. You can't have your world champion being distracted by anything outside of the Raw brand. I know the fans might want to see it, but Ric Flair has to do what's best for Monday Night Raw. Smart move.
Ms. Money in the Bank, Rhea Ripley, makes her way to the ring, and it has been confirmed. This Saturday, Ripley will put her Money in the Bank briefcase on the line against Io Sky.
Can Io Sky put WrestleMania behind her and capture the briefcase she feels was hers for the taking? We'll find out at Saturday night's main event.
Now, you all know that I'm a woman of my word. And when I said that Io Sky would get a match for my briefcase if Bayley won, I meant that. And so at Saturday night's main event, Io Sky gets her match. Io, your match aside, when are you going to realize that Bayley is no good for you? I mean, she just put you in the biggest predicament of your life. You will be stuck in the ring with Rhea bloody Ripley. And I can't think of a worse scenario. You thought WrestleMania was a bad night for you. Wait till you see what happens this Saturday. And after I'm done, I'll send you back to SmackDown. And maybe your new BFF Bayley will be there when you need a friend the most.
Hey, Natalya. Glad I bumped into you. I know you heard the announcement earlier. Now, Ric Flair asked me to find a partner to compete for the tag titles at Super Showdown. How about you and I team up and make history?
Me? Team up with you? I don't think so. You think I forgot about how you used to walk around here when you were the Raw Women's Champion? You walked these locker rooms like you were better than everyone else, and now you need my help? You never thought I was worthy of a title shot, but now I'm worthy to be your tag partner? Yeah, I don't think so. I'd rather go find someone else to tag with. Good luck with your search.
Bianca Belair looking to get in on those tag team titles, but Natalya wants nothing to do with the EST.
Yeah, looking for a tag partner might be a difficult task for Bianca Belair. The woman who has been so dominant on Raw is now looking for help from the same people she dominated.
Ladies and gentlemen, timeless Toni Storm.
The time has come. A mere days away from my match with Sasha Banks for the women's title of Raw. I came back to prove to the world and to myself that I can still hang with the best. But what if I don't prove that this Saturday? What if I'm not able to prove that I can sit atop of this industry? That's why everything is on the line for me. At the Saturday night's main event, I will leave everything in that ring. I have no other choice. I will admit, I am a bit nervous. I've never went one-on-one with a boss, and I've never tangled with a CEO.
but I'm willing to try anything once. Sasha Banks, understand that I am ready to cash that check that has been sitting at the bottom of my purse all year. But to that, I bid you a good night, as a star needs her beauty sleep. But I'll leave you with one last message. This Saturday, I'll give a performance that's memorable. I'll give a performance that will be legendary. I'll give a performance that will be timeless.
Raw tonight is live from the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. And the next time you'll see the superstars of Raw will be this Saturday at Saturday night's main event from the Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
The card is shaping up to be a good one in the city of brotherly love.
It was confirmed at the conclusion of the draft. Kevin Owens will take on LA Knight. The winner will become the #1 contender for the United States Championship.
Can LA Knight keep that momentum all the way to a championship match? Or will KO get the title shot he feels he's been owed all year?
Timeless Toni Storm will challenge Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's title.
Sasha wants to continue her reign as champion. She's going to have to beat Timeless Toni Storm to make that happen.
Rhea Ripley puts her Money in the Bank briefcase on the line as she takes on Io Sky.
Can the genius of the Sky pull off the upset and become Miss Money in the Bank?
For the first time ever, Goldberg goes one-on-one with Gunther, and that match is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Gunther calls himself the greatest world champion of all time. Can he prove it this Saturday?
It's main event time, and one of the newest members of Raw is here tonight for action.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Hollywood, Florida, weighing in at 218 pounds, Dolph Ziggler.
Wow. So Dolph Ziggler gets drafted to Raw, and his first match on his new show is against Goldberg. I've wanted to be Dolph Ziggler many times before. Tonight is not one of those nights.
And the man who will challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight title makes his way to the ring, and Goldberg looks ready for destruction.
It doesn't matter what era, what decade, what company, Goldberg is a force that you don't want to deal with.
And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 270 pounds, Goldberg!
And our main event here tonight on Raw, Goldberg takes on Dolph Ziggler. Of course, we mentioned earlier, Dolph Ziggler, who was just drafted to Raw, gets a tough test for his first match.
Yeah, I don't think in a million years Dolph Ziggler thought he'd be in a match with Goldberg. But like they say, anything can happen in the WWE.
Goldberg is saying a lot without saying anything at all. Goldberg showing respect to his opponent this Saturday by having this match tonight. Goldberg knows he just can't walk into Saturday night's main event rusty. He has to come out here tonight and get his feet wet if he wants any chance at winning on Saturday.
In this line of work, you can't step away for a long time and just walk back in and be effective. You have to respect your opponent, especially when your opponent is the World Heavyweight Champion.
Gunther calls himself the greatest world champion of all time. And we all know the history with Goldberg and what he's done, not only in WCW, but here in WWE. He's a former world champion. And when these two meet this Saturday, it will be generations colliding. What a moment that will be. History is on the line this Saturday. Goldberg in the corner, looking for the spear. Will he get it? And a spear to Ziggler. Goldberg with the cover. And Goldberg gets the win.
Here is your winner,
Goldberg gets the win, and momentum is through the roof as he heads into Saturday night's main event with the goal of once again becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. Wait a minute. What the? That's Gunther. Gunther is here.
He did say he would be watching closely.
What a clothesline! And Gunther now picking up the pieces, looking for revenge after the attack on SmackDown. Gunther looking for a power bomb. He gets it, but wants another one. And now a third one. And Gunther has laid out his challenger.
Goldberg gave Gunther 3 spears, and Gunther returned the favor with 3 power bombs.
These two will collide this Saturday for the World Heavyweight title. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in Philly for Saturday night's main event.